Yes guys, we are back. We've got another Elvis video. We've had a generous donation by one of our subscribers whose YouTube name is Celeste Moi. And they have asked for Elvis Presley, Reconsider Baby from 1960. As you know, if you make a donation with an Elvis recommendation, you get the double whammy. So, because this is actually a audio, it's like a studio version, so it's just audio, there's no live video to this. What I actually thought of doing was, I googled who originally made the song, and it's a guy called Lul Foolson. Lul Foolson, I think that's how you pronounce it. And he's done a live version in 1983. So I thought, do you know what? We're going to listen to his version first, and then we'll listen to the Elvis studio version. Why not? We can mix and match these videos, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of like when we did the Sinatra one and we did the Bob Dylan one, hearing how they intended the song to be, and then how Elvis just throws his own spin on it. It's cool. Before we get into it, check what I bought the other day. Because I've been all over Elvis recently and he's just on like me feed on YouTube and all that, maybe that's the reason. This advert come up and it was for an Elvis Presley coin. And I was like, it's a coin apparently in the shape of a plectrum. And I was like, go on then. It was free. All you have to do is pay £2.50 from the London Royal Mint. And I was like, mate, I need to get me one of those. I haven't opened it yet. You can just open it, but I opened the brown package it was in, and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna save this for the reactions later. So this is how it comes. We'll open it together. So it comes with like a little envelope. Celebrate the world's first rock and roll star. All right, cool. Look. There's all these different... This is nothing to do with me. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. I just bought one. But I'm just showing you guys. I'm not trying to advertise it. So there's like all these gold ones you can get, which I imagine they're all going to be pretty costly. To give you this one to lure you in, and then all of a sudden it's get your wallet out. You know what I'm saying? But look, this is sick. When the king starts to do it, it's as good as done. He holds his guitar like a Tommy gun. He starts to growl from the way down in his throat. He bends his strings and that's all she wrote. King Creole by Elvis Presley. So there's obviously some writing. Cool. Oh, okay, I see. Check. I've got this one. The silver Elvis Presley coin. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to collect. It's cool though, £2.50. That is actually sick, to be fair. I like that. Do you collect them all? Maybe I'll find out how much they are. Sorry, I'm sorry. If you wasn't interested, I apologise. Cheers. Little hazy Jane Ale there. Because it's Friday night, you know what I'm saying? It's only right. We're going to go straight in with the Lul Foolson version, 1983, Reconsider Baby. Let's go.
Let's welcome Lul Foolson.
Thank you very much.
Fly, flying.
Oh, I hate to see you go.
sick.
So long, baby, to have to separate this way. We've been together so long, to have to separate this way. I never let you go alone, pretty baby. Pray that you'll come back home.
Nice.
Someday.
He's got a thumb pick. You said you once had loved me, but now I guess you've changed your mind. You said you once had loved me, baby, but now I guess you've changed your mind. Why don't you reconsider, baby? Give yourself a little more time. Nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cool. Raw, old school blues. That's what we just had a little taste of. I love the blues voices. You know what I mean? There's always that like country. Is it country, southern kind of voice? I don't know. I don't know the technical terms. Just bluesy though. And it's full of soul. You know what I'm saying? His guitar playing was good. I wouldn't say it was the best I've heard. He was sticking to scales, which is totally fine. Like, there's no hate. This is no hate. This is just my observation. The guitar playing was good. You know what I mean? He knew how to riff in the scales of the 12-bar blues, but it wasn't the best I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? But also, this was 1983. 1983. There was still absolute G's on the guitars. Like back then, there was from the 50s. People could absolutely destroy the guitar. So I wouldn't say the guitar playing ability was the best. He had a thumb pick. I haven't seen one of them. Like, I haven't seen anyone use one before. I remember my dad used to have one. And it was like, you know when you get glasses and it's like that tortoise shell colour, whatever, where it's like brown flecks of little lighter brown and stuff. He had like a little thumb pleck and it was like hard plastic, and I tried using it to play the guitar and I never got on well with it. But if you watch him just playing the guitar, god damn, if you watch him playing the guitar, then he was using it without squeezing his finger and thumb together, which is how you would normally, that gives you like stability holding a plectrum. He had his fingers down and he was just using his thumb, which is an odd technique that I've not seen before, but he knows how to do it. And by the way, I wasn't saying he was crap on the guitar. I was just saying like it wasn't the strongest soloing and riffing and stuff. You know what I mean? Still good though. The actual song was cool. I don't think you can go too far wrong with any of these kind of blues songs though. Once you get them songs down, just a typical blues song, it's always good. I've never gone, nah, I don't like that one. You know what I mean? But a few years after this was actually 1983, sorry. So he wrote it back in, I think it was 54 or 56. Where was it? He wrote it in 1954. This was just him playing it in 1983. I should have said that earlier. I don't know why I didn't. But either way, he wrote it 54. 6 years later, Elvis Presley recorded it and released it on his album Elvis is Back. Elvis is Back. Oh yeah, because he started a bit earlier on as well. So realistically, this song would have been written while Elvis was first on the scene, and then a few years later he was like, do you know what, I'm going to actually do a version of that. Fair play. So this is the studio remastered, should be top quality version of audio. So let's get into it. This is Elvis the King doing it. Okay.
Well, so long. Oh, how I hate to see you go. Yeah, so long. Oh, how I hate to see you go. Well, the way that I will miss you, child, I guess you'll never know. We've been together so long to have to separate this way. We've been together so long to have to separate this way. Well, I'm gonna let you go ahead on, baby. Pray that you'll come back home someday. Play the blues, boy, play the blues.
Oh. This is sick. But now I guess you've changed your mind. You said you wanted
said love me, but now I guess you've changed your mind. Why don't you reconsider, baby? Give yourself just a little more time.
Holy. I had to turn my brain right on then and try and visualize what was going on in that room. Do you understand, right? Sorry. For those who don't understand, when you're recording a song, like if you record a song in this room, yeah, there's so many different choices. You can have microphone close where you sing on your own in a booth. You can have microphone up, all your instruments mic'd, like literally a microphone, and then you play into the mic, or you can have it plugged in. There's so many different ways to do everything. You can play everything individually and layer it up on the track, or you can play as a live band, and then you have to consider the acoustics of the room. You know what I mean? Like if you've got soundproofing in a small room with carpet and stuff, it's going to sound completely different on the recording to a room where it's like wooden floors and it's more open or whatever. I'm not trying to tell you how to suck eggs, you know what I mean? You'll know this. Let's just spitball what's happening here. From my recording experience, there's a thing with trying to get dynamics down on a recording is trickier than you would imagine. This is where I'm trying to go with it. So you can, if you plug your guitar in, you can mute your strings, you can try and play it quieter and then play it louder and stuff like that. And then when you sing and you have that layer on, and then you have your drums on, then you have the bass and stuff, you have this, it's not a problem, but it needs sorting, which is the distance control. So when you've got your headphones on, you can pan either side. So you could have it so it sounds like the guitar's coming from behind here, or you can have it so it's coming from over here, or, you know, you can even pan so that it sounds like it's moving round and all that. But me and my brother, when we've recorded our own songs and edited them and stuff, we're like, sometimes you can turn the treble up and then it sounds like it's closer to your ear, and then there's loads of different tactics and techniques, and then you have to EQ it, and then EQing it, I don't want to go too technical and all that. There's a point to this, you know what I'm saying? But basically, it's hard to judge the distance of everything, and like the more layers and tracks you have, the more difficult it is, because sometimes you can thicken it up too much, and then it's like you're not leaving space for instruments or voices because you've crammed it all too much, and sometimes it's less is more. Somehow they've recorded this and it sounded like they were almost all in a room. There was drums, there was a piano, there was like the trumpet or trombone or whatever that brass was. And the distance control of everything for a 1960 audio, I don't know how they did it. Like, it sounded crispy, it sounded pleasant. You could hear the piano going, and it was like, you know, when you do the bluesy song, they use all the high keys over it on the piano, and they sort of like just riff it kind of thing. And as he was singing, you could hear that, but you could also hear like the guitar sort of soloing. It was like riffy blues riffs as well as the piano, but somehow I could hear them both. They weren't taking the limelight off each other. And then you had Elvis singing, And you could tell this was a young Elvis, like a younger Elvis, because it almost didn't sound like him. Like when I'm listening, I've been listening to the 70s and 68 stuff more than anything else. And he sounds more mature or whatever, but here it's not that he doesn't sound mature, he sounds like he's a veteran, but it almost didn't even sound like him. It was crazy, amazing. It was like he went professional mode on this for a bluesy song. Like even though you could hear him like saying like one more time to the boys or whatever, and then they would play it again. It was just cool. I love that kind of stuff, and it was like you had a real sense of what was going on in the room, and you can really distinguish everything. If you just listen to that on your own, close your eyes and get into it, and try and think of what you're listening to directly, all the instruments, you can literally pick them apart in your earphones, and it's sick. What's a recommendation? I could talk all day. Cheers, guys. Thank you for the recommendation. Brilliant suggestion. You guys know if you've got any suggestions, you can put them in the comment section. If you want a video prioritized, you can follow the link in the description and I can get your video out as quick as possible. A quick word, when I do that, these Elvis videos are instantly copyrighted, and I'm not saying it for any reason other than if you've donated and then I do your video, it can get blocked worldwide. Then I have to dispute it, and then it takes another couple of days, and hopefully they release it enough where they go, it's not monetized, but you can at least let the public listen to it. Some of them, they get blocked and they just go, nah, no one's listening to this, and then there's nothing I can do about that. So just bear with me if it takes a little bit longer, if it takes a few days, because I am doing the video and I put it on, and then I've just got to wait for YouTube basically. But thank you for listening. Yes, love it. And I'm going to watch another Elvis video and do another reaction right now. I'll see you guys on the next one.